If you enjoy yogurt, you know just how expensive it is. Here in Australia you pay $4 to $6 for a litre of yogurt. So I'm going to show you how you can make yogurt yourself very simply and easily and save yourself hundreds of dollars a year. The tool that I use and find very easy is what we call an EASIYO yogurt maker. It consists of a container which your yogurt goes in, and this, which is essentially a thermos. Simply put in around about 1.1 litres of boiling water in that, and that actually gives the heat to make the yogurt. So EASIYO make these, a New Zealand company. They would like to sell you, to work with it, a satchel of prepared yogurt in powdered form. If you buy one of these though, you're almost paying, well, $3.50, $4 for one of these to make 1 litre of yogurt. So you won't really be saving much money at all. So I'm going to show you how you can actually ditch that and save heaps and make your yogurt for around about $1 a litre. The secret is in looking at what this contains. It's 98% milk solids and only 2% culture. So what is milk solids? Milk solids is this, powdered milk. Nothing else, just powdered milk is milk solids. And you can buy a kilo of powdered milk for, well, around $6 to $9. Whereas this is only 140 grams in here, so a big saving. Culture you can buy on its own, and it's amazing how little culture you actually need. In there, in that little container, and it's only got a tiny bit in the bottom, is enough culture to start around 80 litres of yogurt. And that cost me just $17. So you can see just how much saving you can achieve with that. But there's an even easier way. You'll see that shortly. So let's start the process. I'm going to half fill this container with filtered water. Now it's important to use filtered water because if you're using on chlorinated water, chlorine actually inhibits the yogurt process. Okay, now that it's half full of water, I'm going to add one ingredient which is optional, and it's calcium chloride. Now what it does is make the yogurt just a little bit thicker, and we only need about 3 drops in that. Very small amount, not an expensive ingredient, but entirely optional. You don't actually need it. It will be fine, but it just makes it that little bit thicker, and if you like a thicker yogurt. Now, this is the tricky part. To actually save even more money, simply use some leftover yogurt from the last lot. You need about 2 tablespoons into there, and that will add the culture that you need to start the next lot off. Now if your flavour starts to change with time, then simply reset by using some culture. Either buy some yogurt from the shop and put in, or have some culture in the freezer like I have, or you could use an EASIYO satchel, but that's the only time you really need one. Now the important thing is to shake that really well, to distribute the culture into the water. And now we add the milk solids. Simply some powdered milk. Now you can use between 1 1/4 and 1 3/4 cups of powdered milk into it. I like it a little thicker, so I'm going to the upper end. It all just depends on how thick you like your yogurt. Make sure you get your top screwed on really well, because you're going to need to shake this very, very well. It's important to shake it really well because how well it is mixed with the water dictates how creamy your yogurt is. If it's not mixed really well, your yogurt won't be so creamy. Now that it's mixed in, you'll see it's gone down, and there's space to add some more water, bring it up to the top. So having filled it to the top, put the lid back on, and we're ready to add boiling water to this container. So we're adding boiling water just the top of the red holder in the thermos, just not going any higher. It's important this level is correct. And then we're putting that in, screwing the cap on. Now it's as ready to sit for a minimum of 8 hours. You can leave it from 8 to 12 hours, and it doesn't really make a dramatic amount of difference. It'll be a little bit stronger in flavour if it's a little bit longer. The beauty of this is that there's no continual energy input. Like you can buy electric ones, but they've got to have power continuously. So if you're in an off-grid situation where all you have to be able to do is boil water with this. It doesn't matter whether you're boiling your water on an open fire, campfire, or with a electric kettle. It will still work. So we'll come back now in 8 hours time and see what we've got. So after 8 hours in the thermos, this yogurt has now been in the fridge overnight, and this is the completed result. Nicely ready for breakfast. You'll see it's a nice thick yogurt. I'll put some links in the description below to where you can source EASIYO's and also the culture.